Well, you might just ask me as to what we are actually doing here at about 3 a.m. IST in India, and for all those joining us, West Indies have actually had a record to their name, and it is the second lowest total in the history of Test cricket. Well, uh, at one point they were clearly in danger of actually creating that record of the lowest total in test cricket, because chasing about 204 in the pink ball test against Australia, they were tottering at 12 for 6, and that was basically the moment in time when I had about reached home after all the work that we had put in at Sports Today to about the England versus India Lord's Test. And that's when I started watching the match, and it turned out to be absolute disaster for West Indies. They were clearly in danger of breaking New Zealand's record, the lowest total in the history of Test cricket that New Zealand created. It was way back in 1955, and the opposition obviously was against England. Venue was Auckland, and it was basically done. Let me just be very precise. 25th March 1955, and almost 40, 50, 60, almost 70 years down the line, West Indies were clearly in danger of breaking that record. They were 12 for 6, and at one stage they were about 25 for 9, and that's when it did really look like that they would be the number one in this particular case. But fortunately, there was a single due to a misfield from Sam Konstas in gully, and West Indies actually pushed to 27. But then Mitchell Starc things. They came in swinging Yorker, and West Indies were bundled out for 27, the second lowest total in the history of Test cricket, and the lowest for West Indies in their history as far as cricket's long format is concerned. So if we talk about how this series has actually panned out, well, it hasn't really gone West Indies' way, because if we take a look at their performances throughout this series, the three-match series, for I think first time in a long time that West Indies and Australia played a three-match series. In the first couple of test matches, there was stiff competition given by West Indies to Australia, and it did look like that they might just go on to surprise them. But then Australia held their nerve. They actually showed them as to why they are the world champions, and they beat them. And now in the third test, in the pink ball test, Australia did make a surprising decision by leaving out Nathan Lyon, and Nathan Lyon was obviously not happy, because in all the test matches that he's played for Australia in the last 14 years or so, there's always been a role that he has had to play. And this time around, maybe in the pink ball test, a green pitch, having lots of pace and bounce, still, Nathan Lyon has that mentality of Shane Warne, that if there's something in it for the Pacers, there will definitely something be in it for the spinners. But this time around, Australia took that call, and later it was explained that it's an exceptional call that Cricket Australia took. But it turned out to be a masterstroke, because this match ended in less than 3 days. No wickets for Australian spinners. Mitchell Starc almost pegged the walk. He took a total of 3 wickets in the first over, finishes with a total of 6 wickets here. Scott Boland took a hat trick, and I think becoming only the 10th or 11th Australian cricketer to do so. We'll have to probably check that record, and it turned out to be great. Like 27 all out in less than 15 overs. Lowest test total for West Indies and the second lowest overall. I think this is annihilation, to say the least, that has happened. Now, if you take a look at the scores of what has happened in the three test matches, just a brief summary of them. First test, clearly dominated by Pacers, Bridgetown, Barbados. Australia 180, 310, West Indies 190, 141. Second test, Australian batters did show some mettle once again. 286, 243, West Indies 253, 143. And now in the third test, 225, 121 Australia, 143 and 27. Second test at St. George's, third at Kingston, Jamaica. All three wins coming comprehensively for Australia. 159 runs, 133 runs, and 176 runs. I think The moment West Indies cricket, it looks like that, they would have some kind of a resurgence. They reach a stage wherein you feel how low can they go. You talk about last year, I think it was in 2024 February, when Shamar Joseph took that brilliant five-wicket haul against Australia in the pink ball test at Gabba. They managed to draw the series 1-1. And it's not that West Indies have performed poorly at home. They've defeated England twice in the last maybe 6 to 7 years or so, 6 to 7 years or so. So it always looks like that West Indies, whenever they get those win against the top ranked nations, Australia, England, it does look like that maybe they are on the rise. But then every now and then they come up with a performance. It's as shoddy, terrible. They are just annihilated, to say the least. And once again, the same thing has happened. So pretty surprising for West Indies and their fans here. 27 all out. I can understand that Australian attack was too good, not denying that at all. But for West Indies to be bowled out for 27, I think they really would have to look within themselves. I think they'll really have to see as to what are the changes that they need to make. Their batting lineup was like terrible. 27 all out in less than 15 overs. You could not even survive the likes of Mitchell Starc and company. I'm not saying that West Indies would have won that test match, but I think to be all out for 27, I think this definitely calls for some massive changes to be taken within the setup, whether it's at the backroom staff or maybe in the front end. For players, you need players who are hungry. You need players who can fight it out. You talk about all three test matches. There was some fight shown by West Indies batters in the first couple of test matches, but nothing to show at all in the third test. I think it's surprising. Really, it's surprising. Even as a cricket professional here, I don't really feel good about their performance, and you really have to talk about their downfall. No major series wins that have really come against the likes of India and Australia. Yes, they have definitely beaten Australia in a test last year, but then no major series wins. They did, go on to defeat England also in the past maybe 5 to 6 years or so, but that came in home conditions. I think in 2020, in the COVID time, they defeated England in an away test also. But I think West Indies really have a lot of thinking to do. They really need to ponder over a lot of things, and the kind of performance that they have put against Australia. I think let's just not look at it from a perspective that Australia were too good. They obviously were, but then West Indies were terrible. I think they were poor, to say the least. And 27 all out, chasing 204. Can absolutely understand that it was a pitch that aided the pacers. Nothing in it for spinners at all. But I think West Indies have a lot of soul searching to do. I don't know what are the steps that they are really going to take. Roston Chase was appointed as the new captain, but under him there have been no results whatsoever. You probably need to look at more inspirational figures who can join the West Indies backroom staff so as to inspire these current crop of players. Maybe have the likes of Chris Gale, Brian Lara, or any of the other players who are so passionate about West Indies cricket and can help revive their test cricket. So that's what at least I feel. I think it's it's a breaking news that West Indies have succumbed to the second lowest total in the history of test cricket and their lowest ever in the longest format of the game. That's the news, but if you ask me, there's more to it. They need to do a lot of soul searching, but whether they would be able to do it or not, I'm not really sure about it. West Indies cricket is in doldrums. They are disappointing. There has been no resurgence whatsoever. Now, whether that's going to happen in the next few years or not, we'll all see. But you can let us know your thoughts in the comment section about what you feel about West Indies cricket. And don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. We'll bring you all the latest updates and analysis from the sporting world. There's a lot of good content about England versus India, Lord's Test. There's a proper exclusive that my colleague Nikhil Naz has done with Sunil Gavaskar about the Lord's Test. Do check that out. There are a few stories also. There's a marathon runner who made his debut at 18-9. He has now passed away. He died at the age of 114. You can check that story out about Fauja Singh. and lots more content, coming your way. And obviously, there is already uploaded on Sports Today. Until then, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye and good night. It's really been a long day for me, but that's fine. It's a part of the job. We really love it. Bringing all that content to you, and let's see what happens. So I'm going to be bringing you the morning update in about, say, 7 hours from now, 7 to 7.5 hours from now. So good night, goodbye, and I'll see you soon. And thank you so much for joining us. I didn't really expect these many people joining, but thank you so much for all the love, and good night.